Welcome to The Explainer. So let me ask you something right out of the gate. What if I told you that you could land a highly paid US government job in 2026 completely without a four-year college degree? I know it sounds a little bit unreal, right? Because for decades, we've literally been conditioned to believe that a traditional four-year diploma is the absolute only ticket to a stable, lucrative career. But honestly, the whole landscape of hiring is fundamentally shifting right now. The government is facing this massive retirement wave, and they desperately need people with modern skills. They're prioritizing actual capability over just a piece of paper. So today, we are going to completely break down how you can bypass that traditional university route and secure an absolutely incredible position. Okay, let's dive into this. Because earning over 70 grand a year in a government role without a diploma is 100% possible. No joke. You literally do not need to take on massive student debt to get here. It all just comes down to understanding the modern hiring system. If you know exactly where to look and precisely how to apply, a $70,000 salary is entirely within your reach. To get you there, we're following a specific insider's playbook today. Number 1, the degree-free reality. Number 2, skills over diplomas. Number 3, the application hub. Number 4, cracking the government resume. And finally, number 5, the real salary timeline. Let's get into it. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the degree-free reality. Real government jobs that do not need a degree. See, federal agencies are finally realizing that real-world capabilities are far more valuable than a very expensive piece of paper. Just take a look at these examples. And we aren't just talking about, one obscure department in the basement somewhere. We're looking at administrative assistants scaling from GS5 to GS7 pay grades. We've got postal workers in the USPS, TSA officers managing airport security, IT support technicians keeping the entire digital infrastructure running, and even Border Patrol agents. These are incredibly accessible, totally vital roles within the infrastructure of the country. And the best part, not a single one of them mandates a four-year degree to get your foot in the door. And here is why this matters so much. These aren't just dead-end entry-level jobs where you stay stuck at the bottom forever. No way. As you gain experience in these specific roles, your earning potential scales up dramatically. Depending on the position and your time in the role, these jobs can pay anywhere from $50,000 to $90,000 per year. Think about that. You're building a lucrative, long-term career entirely based on your growing, on-the-job experience. Moving right along to Section 2, skills over diplomas, what you actually need. So obvious question, right? If you don't need a traditional college diploma to get hired, what do you actually need? Well, we are finally throwing out that old myth that a four-year degree is the only way in. The reality of modern government hiring focuses heavily on practical, everyday competencies. The government wants basic English and communication skills. They want everyday computer knowledge, like can you use Excel? Can you manage professional email correspondence? Do you have relevant real-world experience? These foundational skills, that's what actually matters to hiring managers today. Now, you might be wondering, what if I want to stand out even more? Well, you can absolutely substitute formal degrees with alternative credentials. Fast-track certifications are a real game changer here. Seriously. Getting a credential like the Google IT Support Certificate or CompTIA A+, you can knock those out in a fraction of the time and cost of a four-year university degree. When you put these on your application, boom, they instantly boost your chances. Because they prove to the government that you have specialized, highly relevant knowledge right now, and you're ready to be deployed on day one. Okay, Section 3, the application hub, where to actually apply. Now that we know what the jobs are and what skills you need, we've got to talk about tactical execution. Where are all these official U.S. government jobs actually aggregated? Listen carefully, because there is literally only one URL you need to remember: usajobs.gov. That's it. This is the single official website for federal employment. You don't need to scour a dozen different third-party job boards. The whole shebang, everything you need to find these specific degree-free opportunities, is housed right here on this one central hub. Navigating the site basically comes down to a straightforward three-step process. Step 1, you just create your free account. Step 2, you upload your resume. But Step 3 is where the real magic happens. You absolutely must use specific search filters to your advantage. When you're on the site, explicitly use filters like no degree or entry level. This one little tactic instantly cuts through all the noise. It filters out the jobs that demand specific academic backgrounds and leaves you with a highly targeted list of jobs you can actually secure. Which brings us to Section 4, cracking the government resume, application tips. I really need you to pay close attention right here because this is a massive trap that catches so many people. The resume format in the government sector functions completely differently than the private sector. A normal private sector resume, it's brief, it's punchy, it's strictly kept to one page. If you submit that exact same resume to usajobs.gov, you will likely fail. I'm serious. A government resume requires something completely different. They need to be highly detailed. They need to explicitly show your experience without leaving anything to the imagination. And they absolutely must be incredibly keyword heavy. So please, do not make the mistake of keeping it brief. More is definitely more here. So the crucial point is this golden rule for government resumes. Make it detailed and use exact keywords from the job description. The automated screening software and the actual human resources staff reviewing your application, they're looking for precise one-to-one matches. You need to read that job description so carefully. Extract the specific verbs and nouns they use to describe the required skills, and weave those exact keywords directly into your own detailed work history. Finally, Section 5, the real salary timeline, the actual salary reality. Now, what does your actual financial trajectory look like once you are finally inside the government system? Let's map out how this builds across your first few years. In year one, yes, you will likely begin at an entry-level starting salary. It might be on the lower end of that $50,000 to $90,000 spectrum we talked about earlier. But look at year two. This is where you are gaining specific on-the-job experience and becoming eligible for initial promotions. And then by year three, those structured promotions can catapult you right into that $70,000 plus salary range. It is a rapid, clearly defined upward trajectory based entirely on your time and your competence in the role. And honestly, we can't look at that $70,000 figure in a vacuum, right? That salary comes packaged with massive secondary benefits that, frankly, a lot of private sector jobs really struggle to match these days. We are talking about strict, rock-solid job security. We're talking about comprehensive health insurance for you and your whole family. And we are talking about generous paid leave. These benefits dramatically increase your total overall compensation and basically just give you a much better quality of life. So we've broken down the whole playbook today. The jobs, the skills, the website, the resume, and the timeline. A stable, high-paying career is completely within your reach right now, regardless of your educational background. The system is shifting fast, and the opportunities are out there waiting for anyone who knows how to navigate them. So are you ready to rewrite your career path without a degree in 2026? Think about the steps we covered today, update that resume using our tips, and go take action. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.